Hello everyone, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, Washington. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be making this cute little box. And it's got a little gnome on him. Now we're making the same size box, but we're going to decorate him differently, and I'll show you the paper and what we're going to be using in a few minutes. But before we get started, let's get over the housekeeping notes. In the description below will be a list of all the products I used and all the dimensions in case I forget to say something, a color or a dimension. You will find a link to my online store. If you need a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to be yours. There's my email address if you have any questions or want me to make something or help you come up with something. Please send me an email. You'll also find a link to my Facebook group. We'd love to have you join that. And finally, if you live in the Vancouver, Portland area, please send me an email and let me know so that we can invite you to some local events that are going to be happening in person here in the Vancouver area. So with that being said, let's move on. So this box, this is made with Storybook Gnome paper. This is Night of Navy. This is all Glimmer paper. And this is the, what type of ribbon is that? Hang on. I brought it out here so I wouldn't forget to tell you what kind of ribbon I used on this one. This is the glittered organdy ribbon that I used on this one. So you can see it is rather cute. But we're going to change it up a little bit. I'll set that off to the side. And I'm going to grab my scoreboard. And we are going to be using this cute paper and Pool Party. Still out of the Storybook Gnome. We could have used this one. Yeah, I like this. I like the animals. And both these pieces of paper are 9 inches by 6 1/4. So let me score the first one and then we'll move on to the next one. So the overall size of this box, before we get started, is 4.5 by 1 3/4 by 2 1/4 high. So we are going to score on at 2 1/4 on all 4 sides of this box. And unfortunately, I'm not showing you what I'm putting in this, but it will hold lots of stuff. It's a skinny, narrow box, but you could probably get, quite a few things in it, cosmetics or, little toys or whatever. Now, on this piece, this is directional paper, and this wasn't directional, so it didn't matter, but I want all my animals to come towards me, so I'm making sure it's facing towards me as I'm scoring. So I'm going to pull it out just a hair, so we have it just a little bit away from the edge, so we get a little extra room, and we are going to score at 1 and 2 1/4 on all 4 sides. I have that all up in the right spot there. So is everybody ready for Christmas? It's fast approaching. Feels like Christmas outside. It's raining. And anybody who knows the Northwest, there, I've got it all done. It means December means cold and rain. Average 36 degrees and rain. That's about normal. So we are going to go ahead and burnish all of these score lines on both pieces. Like that. And then on this one, we're going to do the same. Burnish all the score lines. Had to feel around for my score line. Couldn't see it. As you see, I'm I have no assistants today. They're all both sleeping. Thank God the kittens are sleeping. They're wearing themselves out, getting into the Christmas tree. They're also wearing me out, getting them out of the Christmas tree. But that's the life of having new kittens. So we've got this one out, so we'll go ahead and cut it first. There is, let me grab a pencil. Where's my pencil at? Why is it when I sit down, the pencil seems to grow legs? Let's grab a pen. There is 4 squares right here. You see them here? We're going to remove these 3 squares and then make a tab out of this center square. And I'm not worried about writing where I did because no one's going to see it. It's going to be inside. So if you need to feel safer putting X's on everything you want to remove, I'm going to make a little wedge on this tab here. I'm going to cut this one off. Wedge in on this tab. The reason we wedge in is so you have a good fit when you close everything up and you don't have little pieces sticking out. Now I'm going to come across and do this side the same way. Take a wedge there, cut this one off. I take a little wedge on this piece. And then do a little clip here. Nice little haircut. So this is what we have so far. You could cut from this side as well. I mean, I just doing the other side. It's whatever you decide to do. This side actually is a little easier to cut from. I should have been doing that at the beginning. Cut from whatever side is the easiest for you to see the marks on. Wedge. Well, should tell you about last week, I think it was Friday, I made an explosion box. It was a rather large explosion box that took a 12 by 12 piece of paper to construct it. So this is what we got so far. So let's get that off to the side, out of our way. So I did have a couple people request, I said that I have a pattern for a smaller explosion box that I've made. And some people have already asked me if I could do that. So on Friday, I am going to do the smaller explosion box. So just so you know, and it won't take as long as the big one, I don't think. I didn't over decorate that one. Okay, so this one we have a square, a rectangle, a square. We're going to cut into the square. Now I'm going to cut in both sides so I can show you this. Just show you what I'm going to do for the next step. If you take these two and fold them over, you are actually overlapping each other here. It is way too much bulk. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give this a little haircut there and then do my wedging. And I just have, you know me and my little lines. If I don't like them, I go back and clean them up a little bit. But it takes some of the bulk out of the card here when you're doing that. And you fold it up, then you have a nicer closure, okay? I mean, you don't have to. You could take, you don't have to take any off if you don't want. I just think it's not as bulky, and I think it looks nicer. So, do the other side. And it really doesn't take that long to trim that little bit off. And you can use less adhesive that way too. you're not gluing as much down. And then wedge this one in. And this one. So get that off to the side. So when we fold this all up, we won't have the bulkiness. We'll have a nice finish to the inside of the box. So let's grab some glue. And we'll get this hooked down. Oh, well, my glue's almost going. Let's just use tear and tape then. I didn't grab another bottle of glue, so I've got probably just enough to do the tabs on the inside of that other the lid, so we'll just use tear and tape on this. You could use seal too. Like I said, I do prefer glue, but my glue, my storage is in the other end of the house, and I'm not stopping to go get it. So get the pointy out here. I put 2 pieces on because I want to make sure this does hold. Then when you go up, make sure that you get your nice make sure your corners are all nice and even. If you can get the tear tape off. I'm going to fold this other side in so that I'm not fighting with it to get it around there. And then I'll flip it over and hold it down this way and take it off. But you can do whatever way you find comfortable doing it. I just find this way a little easier for me. And then, as I've said in the past, if you have tear and tape, I like to go back and rub with my bone folder over that tear and tape and make sure that it is very well adhered. So there's the base of our card. So we'll grab this one and we're going to use some more tear and tape. We're going to put a piece along the fold line on the first tab here. This goes like this. And one towards the top. And we'll do this one. And this one. And the little ones on this end here. Like I said, it's a narrow little box, but it's cute. So now we see if the glue is, if there's enough left to get these done. Oh, there's a little in there. So we're going to fold that in, put a little glue, and hold it just for a second. And I know many of you see me make my reinforced boxes. I tend to reinforce all DSP box lids. If I'm using DSP as just the whole box lid, it just makes it stand up a little bit easier. I think it comes off and back on the box neater than just a single layer. But, you know, if you needed to, I mean, I've done single layers just because it required a whole 12 by 12 sheet to get the box lid out of, let alone there was no room for doing the other. So sometimes you just do what you have to. And then we'll go in here and remove our tear and tape. I'm just reaching in so I can pull it off. And then I'm just going to lightly just touch it down. I'm not pushing it down. We'll get that on the, we'll go clear around it like that. This one, then I'll come back and just burnish that all down. And there is our cute little lid. Oh good, we we've got most of a deer and a fox and a bunny there, and some birds and another fox, so we did pretty good. And then the lid just slides on perfectly with no buckling because we added that little teeny space. Okay, now we've got to finish decorating him. So we've got to take and make a gnome, and I decided to cut my gnomes, and I did not pre-cut them, but we can probably do it in pretty good one pass, I would think. And this gnome is going to have a red hat, gold boots, and a white beard. So let's get this out here. And my cutting plates. And what did I do with my tape? Well, we'll have to use Post-its. I think I left the tape in the other room. Since I started over the summer crafting in the living room, I found how comfortable it is out there to craft. Watch the big screen TV while I'm working. So we'll set that in there, or at least hold it there in place. Let's try it that way. Okay. And I'm just going to whack off a little piece here and some of this extra on the gold to get his boots. And you know what? I think we're going to come back and do the base. We'll just do 2 passes. Now this is Glimmer paper, and so I'm going to roll it out, and I'm going to roll it back to make sure it cuts through all the way and doesn't have any hang-ups. Some of you may recognize that paper. That was the outside of one of the pieces I did. So I'm going to set those right there. I don't even have my bowl in here. So there's that. And this, we're going to cut the beard out of. His whole beard. Put that up there. Okay, I even see my plate sitting right in front of me. Oop, his beard slid. We have some extras that we'll save for later on. And we have a nice little beard. So before we move on and put all these pieces on, I grabbed my Stampin' marker, and this is the Blushing Bride, but you can make his nose any colors you want. And I'm gonna try to hold this up so you can see this. Can you see where his nose is? Right here. You can see exactly where his nose is. So you can color in just the nose. And yes, you can color with these, but you do need to be careful and let them sit and dry. It takes a few minutes, maybe a minute or 2. But you can color the sparkly. And then it looks like that. And it'll bleed down and blend in a little bit, but it lightens up. So on this, so we're going to go ahead and put his boots on first, like this. And like I said, you can use glue on this, but you really have to sit and wait. And I'm not patient today. So I'm going to use some glue dots, and I'm going to put a glue dot here. And a glue dot here. Because glue dots are fantastic for Glimmer paper. Already dry. Now pop that right on there, his little beard over there. And then if you look very carefully on this, it leaves a little indentation. Oh, there. Leaves a little indentation where his hat is supposed to go. So we know exactly where to put the glue dots. And if you hang off the side a little bit, it doesn't matter. Or you could just roll it up just slightly, and that's what I'm going to do. Or stick it to my finger. Like I said, glue dots are very sticky, especially this batch. I'm gonna roll it up a little bit. I think this glue dot has something in for me. You know that? Well, maybe I need a new glue dot. So that one just doesn't like me. And that does happen occasionally. Come on. There. And then I'm just going to set my hat right where it goes on there and press it right into the glue dot. So then he looks like this and he's all sparkly. Okay, so the other one I used the glitter organza ribbon, but this one I decided I wanted to use. This is the sheer pool party ribbon, which has a lot of sparkle in it too. And what I want to do is make a little ribbon, a little bow. Make sure I've left me enough ribbon here. And I'm wrapping it not at the center, but off to one side. And I'm going to tie me a little ribbon, I think. Little bow. It's a little large, but then I'm going to roll it off to the side. Down the side a little bit. I'll flip this over in a second. I'm fiddling with the ribbon to get, and just keep in mind I have to open this up back up, so to stuff it. So I'll leave the ribbons a little longer than I would, but like I said, I do have to open it back up. I'm going to slide this over a little bit. There we go. And then him, I'm going to put him right here. I'm going to attach him to the lid, not to the base, but just to the lid. So I look on here where his beard is. I'm going to take him right to the top of his hat here. So basically anywhere on his beard is going to be fine for some dimensionals. Hold him on. Part 4 should do it. I know, I was just looking what, I was trying to decide if I want to stamp a color, and then I thought, why not just make it out of Glimmer paper? It was so pretty. About like that. Just sort of tuck the bow behind him a little bit. And that is our box. So thank you for joining me. I was bringing the other one out. Just a little different look. But same box, just different look. So thank you for joining me. And I will see you on Friday. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.